What is up, y'all? And welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I am your host, Robert, aka Father of Vash, and we are back again for another freaking wild episode of Ranking of Kings with episode 3 titled The New King. Honestly, I don't even know where the heck do we even begin, because there was so much that just kept happening, so many surprises. But I don't know. I guess we'll kind of go from the top and just kind of talk through this. This is a ranking of kings, um, therapy room for all of y'all, for all of us in the community, as we go week by week through these trials and pain and shocking and question marks and stuff. Cause honestly, I thought it just like out the gate. The episode started with the queen coming in to pay Boji a visit, and she heals him. And that, along with like several other moments throughout the episode, we start to see like she actually has genuine feelings for Prince Boji. It's not, she's not really as evil and stuff as she was kind of like portrayed, or how she was been acting the first couple of episodes. So she actually cares about Boji, even to the point where, like, like a little bit later in the episode where, Boji is trying to escape and coming out the window. And man, when Boji was about to, when he tried to open the door, and they're like, "Hey, sorry, Prince, we've been ordered to keep you in your room." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna go out the window." Just classic, tie up a bunch of bed sheets, climb out the window. Them sheets barely reached a quarter of the tower that he was in, and the fact that he freaking fell, smashed his head against the side, and somehow magically landed on his surprisingly soft and comfortable backpack. But man, she's freaking out. She goes down. She goes to heal him and stuff. But we, like throughout the episode, we start to see that, as well as like the flashback with when they first met, which was very sweet, to, what happened with them and the snake, which I'll touch on in a second, to, them kind of like bonding and stuff, to even at the end when she finally decides to let Boji go off on this adventure. So I'm glad to see that there is more to this queen, and it's like there's more to a lot of these characters, which is something that I freaking love. I love that each episode is kind of keeping us guessing, because even like with I can't remember the guy's name, but basically the snake guy, even learning like, actually no, he secretly is kind of with Prince Boji, kind of, or they have a connection. One of which he doesn't even really know too much or whatever. But yeah, but let me kind of go back a bit. So she heals him, and then we see, and so we go from like I said, that surprise of like, oh, she's actually there healing him and stuff, whatever, to the which we knew was coming, the king passing. But what none of us saw coming is some demon thing that came from out of his body. It's like this like big red cloud comes out of the king's body, and it's this giant red demon that starts like looking around the room, because this is like right after they read the will, announcing that in the king's will he wanted Boji to be the next king. And so right after they read that, this demon appears out of the king's body and looks around the room, and then points at Prince Boji, and then like kind of like chuckles and leaves. And everybody's like, what the hell is going on? And so, yes, I'm confused, but also like super curious to know like what the hell is that. Like, do all the kings have these demon things? Because at first I was oh, okay, maybe like once you become a king, that's another part of their power, is these different demons. But I don't know. Pretty curious. But Then we have another crazy turn where so Dida, he's mad. He goes to talk to his little magical mirror like, "Yo, why am I not the king?" Da 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 da. And the mirror's like, "Yo, hey, chill, bro. You about to become king." Come to find out, when they announced it to the public, they announced that the other brother, Prince Dida, is going to be the king. And so we get a flashback to the night after the other king passed and this demon shows up. The queen used her power to overthrow the king's last will. And because she feels like she's like, hey, we don't know what the hell that demon thing is, and I feel like Boji is not going to be strong enough to deal with it. So I feel Prince Dida should be the one. And so they end up doing this vote where she has everybody close their eyes like they playing some damn heads down, thumbs up, let's play 7 Up or something. But and so she orders, she's like, hey, okay, anybody who feels like Boji should be the king, raise your finger. And so it's a couple of them or whatever. And so they make note of that, of who's the one that picked him and not the others. And it was the spirit guy and one other guy. And with that, she's like, okay, well, hey, the vote is 5-2, so we win. So Prince Dida's going to take over. And yeah, thus Dida ascends the throne. And of course, Boji is destroyed by this. And so he goes out in the fields looking for Kage in the usual meetup spot or whatever, but Kage's not there because I don't know why Kage is slipping up. He got too comfortable being in the castle for one freaking day. Got caught by the snake dude, strung up in the cage, but he ends up cutting his own like leg shadow thing or whatever to get free. But then he gets captured again. But then we find out like that we don't know why or what the situation is, but the snake dude ends up giving Kage a mission, and so he ends up sending Kage off on a journey for something in relation to Prince Boji. Very curious to find out what that is, but yeah. So while that's going on, and of course, when Boji goes, looking for Kage and stuff, and the snake dude shows up and he's like, yo, hey, do you know this little shadow thing? He draws him on the ground. And Boji's like, yeah. And he's like, well, hey, he's not coming back. He's going on a journey. You're not going to see him again. And of course, Boji, at first, he's crying, distraught, and he's like, no. And he flashes back. He's like, no. Kage said that he's going to be by my side. He wouldn't do this. So he goes into like this freaking crazy underground tunnel to this giant 2-headed snake who is the leader of all the other little snakes around or whatever. And this snake has been through it because apparently it looks like this used to be a 3-headed snake. Its middle head is cut off. One of the snake's heads is missing an eye. It's looking rough. And so, but the snake is able to actually talk with Boji. So Boji's like, yo, have you seen this little shadow dude? And they're like, yeah, but we can't really talk about it because it'll be betraying our master. And then Boji's kind of sad, but then the snake is like, I know I am indebted to you, but I'm also indebted to my master. But the snake ends up just like giving him a hint, basically just saying like, hey, the least we can tell you is that he is okay. He's on a journey of some sorts, but that's all I can say for now. And so we end up getting a flashback to when Boji was a little bit younger, after he kind of like around the time like we kind of first met the queen, the new queen. The snake, the 2-headed snake now, whatever, showed up just in pain, had like sticks and stuff. He just been through it or whatever. And so basically Boji ends up saving him and convincing the queen to heal him. So she heals him, and that's also the moment not only where the snake forms the bond with Boji, but to where Boji starts to trust and admire and love the queen and stuff. So And so we get just like these cute images of just Boji with the snake. He's like carrying it around. He's sleeping with it and stuff, whatever. Just so wholesome. All this stuff going on. And so we kind of go from there, from the snake and the flashback or whatever to Prince Dida basically gave a kill order to the snake dude to go and kill the spear dude and the other person who had voted against him becoming king. And so we get this freaking just crazy awesome one-on-one fight between, I know the spear dude name is Apaius, and I can't remember the snake dude. Basically they going at it. Snake dude cuts up the dude's spear, and we get this freaking crazy badass moment where the dude's spear gets pretty much like the tip of it gets broken, and the snake dude gets confident, goes in for the kill. Apaius takes the spear and starts spinning it around like a little cyclone, and then stabs him like right in the chest, takes him out. But he ends up falling on the ground. Apaius heads back to the kingdom, and he's like, yo, I will make Prince Boji the king. But while he's off doing that, the freaking snake dude gets taken underground. I'm guessing his snakes came and got him and brought him underground to rescue him or whatever. But it's just like so much freaking stuff is going on in this one episode, and it's like we're not even at the end yet. so that happens. But then, like I said, Dida is kind of plotting against everybody and stuff. And so I think the queen kind of starts to sense this, as well as Boji. He's having visions of like the demon thing, where it's Kage, and basically Boji wants to go on his own adventure, just like how Kage supposedly is on an adventure or whatever. And so basically took some convincing, like I said, with Boji trying to escape, falling out the window, all this crazy stuff, whatever. Eventually the queen agrees and like, all right, fine, I'll let you go on a adventure. But she was just going to send him to her parents' house to go visit, then he got to come back. And so we have this moment where when they're leaving the kingdom, so the queen sends Boji with the sword guy, I believe his name is Domas, and then this other dude who is like one of the only other few people they can also like use sign language, and he volunteered to go on the journey. But yeah, it was just like so freaking wild. But we had this like ominous moment, because not long after they left the kingdom, this like crazy ominous gust of wind comes through, and the queen says that she has like this terrible feeling that she's not going to see neither Boji or Prince Dida anymore after today. And that's how the freaking episode ends. So I am like, how can so much stuff happen in this freaking like 20-minute episode? Get freaking, like I said, I super want to know what the hell is up with the damn demon. What mission is Kage on? The queen is actually a queen being supportive to our homie Boji. And we learn that Boji is also good with the snake crew. So yeah, it is just like so many plot threads, so many secrets and stuff going on that, like I said, I am like beyond excited to see like where the hell we're gonna be at next week for the next episode. Because it's like, man, we need more episodes. We need them faster, and I'm doing my best to try to just stick to the anime only. But it is so freaking tempting, especially knowing that the manga is finished, to not just go and freaking read the manga. But I'm gonna try to do my best and stay true and just watch the anime. But it's very tough, y'all. But yeah, but with that, we gonna wrap this bad boy up. So as always, thank you for listening. Like I said, I hope y'all out there are still loving and enjoying this wild ride of a show every week with Ranking of Kings. But yeah, but as always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like. I greatly appreciate it. And if you are not already, make sure you are subscribed to the video, to the channel, forgive me, so that you can get updates when I drop these new episodes, discussions, as we go on this wild ride. This is just episode 3. So we still have like 21 more episodes to go. Many more weeks and months of who knows what the heck is going to happen. So especially now with Boji going out into the world. But yeah. So make sure, like I said, to subscribe to the podcast, to the YouTube page, as well as the podcast on all podcast streaming services. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy. And Boji, we'll see you next week. Bye.